Her phone buzzed at midnight. Alright, buckle up, because this is a long one. Throwaway for reasons that will become painfully obvious. I've never told the full story to anyone, not even my closest friends. They know the basics. That Leah cheated, that we divorced, but they don't know the how. They don't know about the buzzing. It started subtly. For the first 8 years of our marriage, our bedroom was a sanctuary. No phones after 10 p.m. was our rule. We'd read, or talk, or just lie in the comfortable silence that only comes from knowing someone inside and out. Then, about 6 months ago, things changed. Her phone, which used to be plugged in across the room, migrated to her nightstand. At first, it didn't buzz at midnight. It would just be there. Then, one Tuesday, I was jolted awake by that sharp, intrusive BZZZT on the wood of the nightstand. My eyes shot open. It was 12:17 a.m. Leah didn't stir. I nudged her. "Leah, your phone." She mumbled, half asleep, and fumbled for it, squinting at the screen. "Ugh, work stuff," she slurred and turned it over. The light died. I didn't think much of it. She'd recently been put on a big project with a team in a different time zone. It made sense. But then it happened again on Thursday. BZZZT, 12:45 a.m. This time, she was faster. She grabbed it, typed a quick reply under the covers, and set it back down, screen side down. The motion was practiced, efficient. A tiny alarm bell, the kind you dismiss as paranoia, went off in the back of my mind. The next week, it happened 3 times, always after midnight. Always met with a mumbled excuse about work, or a text from her sister, Anika, who was a night owl. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to believe her so badly. Marcus and Leah. We were that couple. The ones who still held hands at the movies, who had inside jokes from a decade ago that could still make us cry with laughter. We were solid. So I told myself I was being insecure, that I was letting my own work stress make me crazy. But the pattern got harder to ignore. She started taking her phone into the bathroom when she showered. She'd angled the screen away from me when she was texting on the couch. Little things. Tiny cracks in the foundation I thought was unshakable. One night, we were watching a movie and she laughed at a text. I asked, "What's so funny?" She looked up, and for a split second, her eyes were completely blank, like a deer caught in headlights. "Oh, just Anika," she said, her smile not quite reaching her eyes. "She sent me a stupid meme." She didn't show it to me. She used to always show me the stupid memes. The night it all blew up was a Wednesday. I'd had a terrible day at work, and all I wanted was to crawl into bed and sleep for 1,000 years. Leah was already asleep when I got in, her breathing slow and even. I lay there in the dark, my mind racing, unable to shut down. Then, at 12:52 a.m. it started. Tss. A pause. Bzz. BZZZT. Another pause. Biz. It was like a Morse code signal from another world, a world I wasn't a part of. Leah shifted in her sleep but didn't wake up. The screen lit up the side of her face, then went dark. My heart was pounding in my chest. Don't do it, Marcus. Don't be that guy. Trust your wife. But I couldn't stop myself. My hand moved with a will of its own, slowly, carefully reaching across her sleeping form. My fingers were shaking as I lifted the phone. It felt heavier than it should, like it was weighted down with secrets. Her passcode was our anniversary. 0814. My fingers trembled as I typed it in. It opened. The messages were right there on the lock screen, a string of them from someone named Dev. Dev, you awake? Still thinking about last weekend. Dev. God, I can't get that smile out of my head. Dev. Seriously, tell me you're not asleep. I need to talk to you. Dev. Leah? My breath caught in my throat. It felt like I'd been punched in the stomach, all the air forced out of my lungs. I opened the message thread. It was a novel. Weeks, no, months of messages. Pictures of them at a bar I didn't recognize, him with his arm slung casually around her shoulder. Selfies she'd taken in her car during her lunch errands. I scrolled and scrolled, my world collapsing with every swipe of my thumb. They talked about everything. Their days, their dreams, their frustrations. He'd complain about his job, and she'd write back, "You deserve so much better, baby." She'd mention a fight we had, a minor disagreement about finances, and he'd reply, "He doesn't appreciate you, I would." The words burned into my brain. His hands on your skin. The way you taste. Next Friday? My place? And her replies, "Can't wait, you make me feel alive again." Marcus has his poker night, so I'll be free. She was using our life, the schedule and routines we'd built, as a cover. My poker night, my guys' night, wasn't just my time, it was their time. I felt a wave of nausea so intense I had to sit on the edge of the bed, my head in my hands. I read on, a masochistic need to know everything driving me forward. I had to see the bottom. And then I found it, the messages from 2 nights ago. "Dev, when are you going to tell him? This is getting serious, Leah. I'm falling in love with you." I held my breath, waiting for her response. This was it, the moment she'd choose. "Leah, shh, let's not rush things. It's complicated." "Dev, what's complicated? You're not happy with him. Just leave." And then, the sentence that shattered what was left of me. "Leah, it's not that simple. Marcus is security. He's a good man. He's stable. We have the house. This with you is for me. This with him is for my life. Can't we just keep things the way they are for a while? It's perfect right now. Perfect." She wasn't planning on leaving me for him. She wasn't torn between 2 lovers. She had made a decision. She wanted both. I was the 401k, the mortgage, the safety net. Dev was the thrill, the escape, the thing that made her feel alive. I wasn't her partner. I was her infrastructure, her goddamn safety school. I put the phone back on the nightstand, placing it exactly as it had been. I slid back under the covers and lay there, rigid, staring at the ceiling. The woman sleeping peacefully beside me was a complete stranger. Every "I love you," every shared laugh, every future plan we'd ever made was now tainted, a lie layered on top of another lie. I didn't sleep. I just watched the shadows in the room shift as the sun began to rise. The next morning was surreal. She woke up, stretched, and smiled at me. "Morning, honey," she said cheerfully, kissing my cheek. It felt like being kissed by a ghost. I didn't say anything. I just watched her go through her morning routine, making coffee, picking out her work clothes, as if it were just another normal day. I waited until she was sitting at the breakfast bar, scrolling through her phone, probably deleting messages, I thought bitterly. I sat down across from her. "Leah," I said, my voice hoarse. "Who is Dev?" The effect was instantaneous. The color drained from her face. Her hand froze over her phone. She didn't even try to lie. She just stared at me, her eyes wide with panic. Not guilt, not remorse. Panic. The panic of being caught. "How do you?" she started, her voice a whisper. "Your phone buzzed at midnight," I said flatly. "It's been buzzing at midnight for months." She broke then. The tears came, the frantic apologies. "I'm so sorry, Marcus. I never meant to hurt you. It just happened." "Were you going to leave me for him?" I asked, cutting through the performance. I needed to hear her say it. She shook her head, tears streaming down her face. "No, of course not. I love you. You're my husband." "So, what was the plan then?" I pushed, my voice rising. "What was the end game here, Leah?" And that's when she said it, almost the same words she'd texted him. I was confused. I didn't know what to do. "You're my life, our home, our future. He's just different. I made a horrible mistake." She was still trying to manage me, to save both of her perfect little worlds. But I'd already read the script. I knew my role. "I was your security," I stated. It wasn't a question. She flinched, and in that flinch I got all the confirmation I needed. She didn't love me, maybe she had, once. But now I was just a convenience. A comfortable habit she wasn't willing to give up while she chased her excitement on the side. I stood up, walked upstairs, and packed a bag. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I was just empty. The betrayal wasn't just the sex or the emotional affair. It was the calculation. It was the cold, pragmatic way she had compartmentalized her life, with me filed under practicalities. That was 4 months ago. I'm living in a small apartment across town. The divorce is almost final. Sometimes, late at night, when I can't sleep, I think about that buzzing sound. It's the sound of my life breaking in two. What did I learn? I learned that you can share a bed with someone for years and have no idea who they are. I learned that the worst betrayals aren't the ones of passion, but the ones of convenience. I still don't know what I would have done differently. Ignored the signs for longer? Lived in blissful ignorance? Maybe, but I guess I'm glad I know the truth. It's a horrible, gut-wrenching truth, but it's real, and I guess that's better than living a perfect lie.